Hey guys, what's going on? Coming at you today with an absolute, I think, banger of a video. So you'll have to tell me, but I gotta tell you, I think I caught something pretty damn significant. So, I'm a big fan of the channel Caspersight. This guy you see on your screen here, red-headed Australian guy, funny, quirky, really into the paranormal, loves stuff like about ghost type stuff and also aliens. And he has been really diving in to the Las Vegas UFO and alien sighting that was a few months ago. And a lot of people have already kind of forgotten about this, but he's still kind of doggedly pursuing the truth about this. And so I was watching it because I'm the same way. I kind of get obsessed over things like this. And I think, well, you guys tell me, okay? But I think I just found something that nobody has seen. Check this out. So if you haven't seen the video, you really should go over to his channel and check it out because he does his own breakdown of this. But what everyone is really focused on is the what's going on right over here on the right side of your screen, where you see this shadowy image appear behind this fence as these folks are walking through the gate past the fence into the rear of the house. And they are going back there to confront what they said were 8 to 9 foot tall, very skinny beings with large heads, large eyes, and very wide mouths. Now, with my general nature being an investigator and being a high-functioning autistic person, and I'm generally just random sometimes about the things that I'm able to notice that other people don't. It's kind of what I do for a living. So I decided to kind of put on my x-ray specs and take a look at this picture. And it took me all of about 2 minutes to find what I think Caspersight and everyone else who's been interested in the Las Vegas sighting and this incident that occurred in the back of this property. And I'd like to show it to you now. Right, so check it out. So what we have is, you see over on the right side of the screen, that's where everybody's attention is, really. And it's natural, and it certainly makes sense. But I noticed I kind of go all around everywhere, and I thought about the description, and I thought, oh, they said 8 or 9 feet tall, they had very large heads, large eyes, very wide seeming mouths, that they were very skinny, and that they seemed to be blending in with everything around them. The other thing that was on my mind was, when you watch the video, you see this shadowy figure very quickly come into view right behind the fence, right? And you see this thing just move into view right beside where people are. Now, if you're trying to hide and blend in, you certainly don't present yourself to the forefront for no reason. Yeah. So I got to thinking, what if there was something more going on here than what we were really paying attention to? What if we're just too distracted? And what if distraction was the point? And that is when I noticed this. Do you see what I see up in the left-hand corner there? This seems to be what looks to me like an alien about 8 or 9 feet tall, who looks like he's trying to blend in with the environment, and I think everybody was walking right by him without even seeing it. But in order to bolster my observations, I wanted to dig a little deeper and decided to do some close-ups. We're going to have to get a lot closer to this, run it through some filters maybe, and see if we can clean this image up a bit and try to see what this creature is and what it's doing, and does it match what was happening. When we close up on this part of the image, I think it's fairly clear if you look at it to see the head of the creature up here toward the top, and that you can see, it almost looks like you can see the outline of its body, of its shoulders as it comes down, and it even looks as though there is a hand which is holding something which I cannot identify. Putting this screen capture of a video through filters, you start to see some of the aspects of this. Different filters or treatments will bring out different details of this image, but I think it's pretty hard to deny once you see it that it genuinely looks like someone is standing off to the left of them behind the fence and they are walking right by them. Also, for me, from a situational context, this seems to make sense to me, because if you were trying to hide from being discovered, like the shadowy image that is off to the right, you wouldn't come barreling into view, would you? If you were cloaked and looked like a shadow, you would stay to the shadows. But whatever this is came rushing up to the forefront on the opposite side of this being. And so now the action makes a bit more sense, because it seemed to be a defensive maneuver. It seemed to be a potential defensive ambush if necessary. If you have this being that's off to the left that is standing there cloaked and not being noticed as everyone is walking by you, that has to be an extremely stressful and vulnerable position to be in. And I believe that the shadowy figure that you see come in from the right side of the screen, which is captured in this image, was coming in as backup to possibly intercept these humans if they were found out and discovered and there was any kind of smoke to be had, that this was basically someone coming to back them up. The being on the left seems to be standing there as a sentry or a guard, and it appears as though it, to my eye, that it's holding something in its hand, but I can't determine what it is. I would assume most likely some form of self-defense weapon. But the way that this incident went down, and the way that the being on the right side of the screen behaved as it came into view, seems to indicate to me that whether these humans knew it or not, they had just walked by two of them and had not noticed until they noticed the one figure from the right side and they backed away. It could have even been a warning to scare them away, but I think more likely this was potentially an ambush that didn't happen because nobody really quite knew what was going on. But these beings were both cloaked in different ways, and they were guarding the perimeter and trying to evade detection at the same time. The observations that I made in this video and this image also led me to a theory of sorts. I believe that they are both wearing some sort of cloaking apparel, some suit that has the technology to allow you to camouflage yourself. And the way that I think that it works is that it goes by what you are touching. If you are touching something, then it will camouflage you to look like what you are touching. Because the one on the right, which doesn't seem to have any form, is what you might expect with one of these kinds of suits that's not touching anything at all, right? So it's just dark and shadowy. But the purported creature that I think I see on the left there, that I'm showing you in these images, seems to be blending in with the environment itself. And really the only thing that you can make out about it, and only if you're careful, is the outline. It's not perfect invisibility, but it's very, very good camouflage. And I think that both of these fooled the humans who were there at the time who were also, by the way, probably pumped up on adrenaline, and they're not, they're wide-eyed, they're looking around, they're a little bit freaked out, and so things that are subtle are going to pass right by them, and I think that is exactly what happened here. But those are my observations, and that's my theory. What do you think? Tell me in the comments down below, and also, what do you think Caspersight would think about this video and my observations? Do you think he would like it? If so, maybe pass it along to him, mention it, or send him the link to this video, because I think he would flip out if he saw it personally, knowing kind of how he is on his channel and stuff. But anyway, this is RL Pool. This is another video from the Haunted Sky, and this video is brought to you by Beneath the Haunted Sky, the evidence for alien abduction. Available only on Amazon. See you next time.